New York, the city of paradoxes, still creating new ones. New York has long prided itself on being a city of contradictions, both in its own eyes and in the eyes of America. It is the biggest, the brightest, the richest, the toughest, the place that welcomes the weary and dazzles the ambitious, and perhaps the loudest spot on the U.S. map, making every other city seem like a faded backdrop. Yet, somehow, this city so sure of itself now finds its identity shaken. What is New York today? Who truly belongs here? And what happens next? The answer is coming, whether the city is ready or not. An election that could shake America. The upcoming mayoral election on Tuesday could upend decades of political order in a city often seen as America's compass, politically, culturally, and financially. Meanwhile, New York politicians in Washington are locked in infighting amid a prolonged federal government shutdown, the effects of which are being felt back home. And in the middle of it all, New York finds itself at the intersection of local and national forces, mass deportation campaigns, bitter political divides, and growing economic anxiety. The city is being forced to confront the very contradictions that define its soul. From capital of capitalism to heart of socialism, the capital of global capitalism is now the epicenter of a socialist resurgence. Angered by soaring living costs, a new generation of activists is asking, who gets to live in New York? A city that gave birth to Wall Street, and later Occupy Wall Street, is now home to both movements, each claiming the future belongs to us.
The immigrant city, where immigrants are afraid. The ultimate immigrant city of America has become a place where many newcomers feel cornered and afraid.
In immigration courts just a mile from the ferries to Liberty and Ellis Islands, federal agents in masks conduct raids and arrests, a chilling irony for a city once seen as the gateway to freedom. From 9/11 to a possible Muslim mayor, 2 decades after the trauma of September 11th, New York may soon elect its first Muslim mayor, a moment that fills Muslim communities with both pride and disbelief. For a city once defined by fear, resilience, and post-9/11 Islamophobia, it marks an extraordinary turn in history. A Jewish city that feels unfamiliar, New York was once the beating heart of Jewish American life, home to Seinfeld, Katz's Delicatessen, and baseball legend Sandy Koufax. Now, with a leading mayoral candidate who openly criticizes the Israeli government, many Jewish New Yorkers feel estranged from the city they once called their spiritual home. Maybe this isn't the capital of Jewish America anymore, said Howard Wolfson, former deputy mayor under Michael Bloomberg. 8 million people. 35 million opinions. New York isn't one city. It's dozens of them. Hundreds of neighborhoods. Thousands of micro-communities. Outgoing Mayor Eric Adams once joked, 8.3 million people, 35 million opinions. The front-runner, Zohran Mamdani, 34, a state assemblyman from Queens, represents a generation that wants to tilt the scales of justice toward those left behind. But, as he reminded audiences on The Daily Show, let's not forget, New York also created Donald Trump. Host Jon Stewart laughed, "Oh my God, you're right. We're Frankenstein!" Trump, Cuomo, and cracks in the system. Though most New Yorkers despise Trump, his shadow still looms large. He remains in close contact with wealthy allies across the city, from real estate mogul Steve Witkoff to Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. At the same time, Andrew Cuomo, the former governor, is staging a comeback as an independent candidate. Branding himself the guardian of New York's soul, he warns that a far-left administration could drive away talent and capital. If Mamdani wins, Cuomo says, Trump will swoop back in and seize New York City. Cuomo's base, older black voters, moderate Jewish communities, and business leaders, sees him as a stabilizing force. But to many others, he represents a bygone era when New York was simpler, or perhaps just less self-aware. A mirror of America. Whatever happens on Election Day, New York will still be America's largest, loudest, and most influential city, the mirror that reflects the nation's best and worst instincts. As journalist Matt Flegenheimer wrote, New York will tell America something profound about itself, whether America wants to hear it or not.